Hello, everybody. My name is the Pound Trader, and I will be sharing my journey into trading Forex after being unprofitable for 4 years. All right, guys, let's get into it. I am in the film and theater industry. I start by mentioning that because you can be a forex trader in any industry, as I mentioned in my other video. Now, my industry is not the most favorable, especially when you're just starting out. A lot of film producers, film actors, our work is dependent on projects, right? And of course, with these projects, they can be seasonal. So a lot of the times, producers and people in the industry basically are looking for other projects to, of course, do their work. If it's acting, producers are always looking for capital to make their films and things of that sort. So that has always been a challenge ever since I started. And so of course, there was a time when I was working in my production company when our projects were going down. We didn't have any more funding so that we can pitch, because usually you pitch, if you want to maybe pitch a movie, you have to have a bit of capital to maybe make a snippet and then send it to TV shows for them to approve it. And of course, if they like it, they take it and they air it if it's on Netflix or wherever. So it really takes a lot of capital. Our industry, especially in film and theater, is capital intensive. So when I was working in my production company, it reached a point where we did not have capital. And we, of course, now when we're working, we're going to the office, we're editing, we're producing, directing. It's like, hey, there's no money whatsoever. And so gradually things just started going down. So I noticed that from very early, especially after I finished university. And I've always thought, like, man, I need something online that I can do to supplement this income, because I also have projects that I want to bring to life. I have like documentary ideas, film ideas, things of that sort, and they need capital. So there was a time, of course, when things were not working out and I had to start looking for online work. Now, let me just give a little background story so that I can now go back to Forex trading. So there's a time we had a project and it was a commercial that we were filming in Uganda, and I was given money, Kenya shillings, and of course, as I had to get to Uganda, I had to convert it. So when, of course, I had the money and I had to convert it, I went to the bureau first to check out the rates, and I kept on seeing like differences. When it comes to the bureau, you can see, hey, this has a minus one bob, 2 bob, 3 bob. Not the case in the Ugandan shilling, but you get what I'm saying, that there were differences. And I remember when I came home, I was like, hey, my mom kept on telling me, like, make sure you get the best rates when you're converting this money. Make sure you get the best rates. And I was just like, isn't the rate a rate? Like, I don't see why there's so much difference. But long story short, I ended up calculating the amounts. And of course, I knew when I get to Uganda, when I go to the bureau and change it there, I'm going to be expecting a certain amount. So when I went to Uganda for the project, we were filming a commercial at that time. The moment I landed in the airport, like the bureau, the people there were pulling my hands, like, guys, literally pulling me. And there were so many. If you've been to Uganda, like the airports, there's many bureaus just lined up, and all of them have different figures when it comes to the conversion rates. And I was just like, whoa, what is going on? Like, these guys were pulling me, like, everybody's like, come here, come exchange with us, come exchange with us. So I was like, okay, I already knew the amount that I wanted, like the best rates that would give me some profit when I get to Uganda. So of course I was looking at the bureaus, I was looking at the numbers, and I went to the cashier and I gave my Kenya shillings, and then of course I converted it to the Uganda shillings. Now, as they were there, they were counting, and Uganda is a lot of notes, but I remember I knew the amount. So it reached somewhere where the people in the cashier, they're counting, and then it reached a point they're like, okay, this is it. And I was like, no, that's not the amount that this amount should give me. And they looked at each other like, okay. And I can see they now took some more money. And I looked at them, I was like, you guys want to play me? I already knew the amount that I wanted, that I should get rather, from this exchange rate. So I knew that. So anyway, that aside. So now going back to now, our projects are going down in our production company. And of course, now I'm looking for online work. Now, when I was looking for online work, I was, of course, in the laptop, I'm looking for what can I do, because I wanted something to do, even if it's at night, as I look for capital, maybe to do now the rest of the film projects or whatever, just something that I can be doing online at least. So naturally, I'm looking on YouTube. I'm like, hey, I can see online, or there's online writing, transcription, affiliate marketing, other online jobs, graphic design, video editing, things of that sort. But I was just like, I don't want something that will take too much of my time, because then that will become full time again. Whereas I still am looking for film projects and things like that. So always in those videos, forex trading used to be like the last option. Everybody in the videos would just be like, forex trading, you can do forex trading, but it is very high risk. I was like, foreign forex trading, that's foreign exchange, right? So then immediately I started remembering like that commotion back in Uganda. I was like, there must be something here. There must be something here, because why was the tussle? Why was there so much tussle when it came to like, just exchanging? So I started just digging deeper into it, and naturally I was attracted to that. Out of all the online jobs that I saw, I was like, this forex trading, it makes sense, because I understand how you can get profit from like an exchange rate of 1.3 and another one from 1.45. Like, I understood that concept. So naturally, I started digging. Of course, now I'm going on YouTube, looking, what is this foreign exchange? Like, I get it, but what is it? How do you actually make profit from exchanging currencies? Like, how does that work? Because I only know of the bureau. I don't know how you can do it like from your laptop or your phone. So I started looking into it. That was around April 2021. That's when I started looking into it. And then after a month, I was like, just researching, yeah? I was like, I think this is what I'm actually going to put energy into learning, like actually learning, because I saw it has there's a lot to learn about foreign exchange, right? So yeah, I was like, I decided. So in May, I actually decided, now this is now what I'm going to start learning about. I saw the courses. I saw it takes a lot of time, and of course, I started with online sites. I was looking at YouTube tutorials. I was looking at people giving trading advice. How I started and things of that sort. What resources can I use to learn about it? And I started with Baby Pips. Now, Baby Pips, guys, is like the beginner basics when it comes to forex. If you are somebody who doesn't know anything about forex, maybe you could go to Baby Pips and learn about it. But Baby Pips takes a lot of time, because there's courses on courses on courses. It is a free resource. If you just write babypips.com, you will see what I'm saying. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know you have to learn so much. I just thought this is something I can do, just. So I was like, okay, I was determined, and I was like, okay, let me start looking at Baby Pips. But of course, as I was looking at Baby Pips, now I'm still on YouTube. I'm looking at other videos. I was watching interviews, especially about the forex industry in Kenya, because at that time there weren't as many people online, like, talking about forex. So after I was on Baby Pips, I was like, maybe I need to buy a course. So I ended up buying a forex course, maybe to summarize it in video form, because I'm more of a visual learner. So I was like, maybe let me now get to see somebody actually teaching it properly. So I ended up buying a course, and I finished it, and it was nice. It still didn't cover like everything, but I was like, okay, at least I have some knowledge now. But with Baby Pips, you still have to now get into the practicals. Now, guys, as I was watching like interviews and things, I kept on hearing like so many topics. Every time you hear somebody talking about leverage, then you hear somebody talking about position sizing, then I don't know, scaling down, scaling up. And some of these topics are not like covered a lot when it comes to just Baby Pips. You really have to look at many resources so that you can actually, see how all these things are being talked about. So I was like, wow, okay, guys. Now, guys, when I tell you, I took a whole month. At that time, remember my production company, things were not really happening. And so I was like, they called me. They were like, hey, there's a project. But I was just like, no, right now, I'm just going to take a break. There's just something that I'm doing. I didn't tell them what I was doing, but that's actually when I quit. Some of them will be watching this. They'll be like, okay, that's actually when, it didn't really quit, but that's when I was like, for now, I can't really do the projects because of ABCD. But I didn't tell them it's because I'm reading about Forex. That's crazy. So yeah, I was at home. So of course now I'm jobless. So I'm at home now. I'm reading about this Baby Pips. I have my notebooks, which I'll also get into in another video. I was writing notes, looking at videos day and night, guys. When I tell you, even that whole year, I don't even remember like watching a movie. That's how serious it was. I was just reading, looking at the charts. I was still scared to open like TradingView and the rest, but I was just reading so that I can understand how this thing actually works. Okay, So now I finished with baby pips. And of course, with baby pips, when you get near the end, they say congratulations, you're now ready to open your first MT4 account. Guys, I was still scared because I'm just like, hey, opening an account. At that time, I was still practicing how to draw trend lines, how to do, Fibonacci retracement from A to B. And I was always like panicking because it was just like, whoa, like I'm actually now getting to the practicals, right? So yeah, I ended up opening an account with MT4. My broker at that time, and still my broker up to now that I use, is FX Pesa. So I opened an account with a demo first. I started with the demo, just to now practice how you put a sell stop, how you sell, how you buy, how you position size, all those things. So when I opened the broker of the demo, I remember my first trade. I think it was USD JPY. I think I'll put a screenshot here. And guys, when I tell you, I was panicking. It was demo. And maybe for anybody who doesn't know what demo is not real capital. It's just capital for you to use as you practice. So there's nothing that you lose. Just for you to see what amounts, when you risk 1% of a certain amount, what is that when you normally trade, right? So I was panicking. Hey, I got my trade in USD JPY. I don't know what type of trade it was. Maybe it was a buy. And for some reason, I still hadn't really known about like what my strategy would be. Would it be scalping? Would it be swing trading? Would it be intraday trading? I didn't know, but I was just using my knowledge on candlesticks and support and resistance to make that that trade, right? So I took it, and it hit stop loss, and I was like, okay, I learned about the emotional things when it comes to Forex. Still learning, but I'm just saying at that time, I knew that it was something that would be happening because the currencies, the financial markets are affected by things that are going on in the world, regardless of what you're doing, right? So I was like, okay. So I continued, demo still. At that time, I was trading many currencies. It wasn't just GBP USD. I was trading Euro, I was trading USD JPY, USD CHF, GPB JPY, which is pound yen. I was trading all those currencies just to see Australian USD also. Just trading just to see what's going on. So hey, let me just move a bit. Now let's get maybe to September, October there. Still jobless, but of course at that time I had a lot of pressure because I was like, okay, I've taken like a month or two to learn about this Forex. I thought it would be something like maybe after 2 months I'll start getting something. But no, my demo account was just going down. I was like, hey, okay, this is a bit tricky. And remember that time, I'm looking for stuff to do. I was still auditioning, but then I'm just like, if I audition, I don't know about the time. It might take my time again because I'm really trying to learn about this Forex situation, right? So that year, I just kept it just free. But then it got to a point where I had to look for a job because now, that time during maybe let's say September or August, around that time, I put real capital into it. I put like 10K, which is around $70 if you're watching me from another country. So here in Kenya, it was 10K. So I was like, okay, since I was practicing on demo and I was not that profitable, maybe let me put real money. And now I see, because at that time I knew about risk management. I think that's one thing that I've always kept constant, like risk management, always risking like 1 to 2% max, using like my FX book to calculate position size. That one I was okay. So I put real money. I asked my mom for some money because mi sikuwa na kitu. I had just finished, I was just filming a documentary using my own money. So I put that into the project. So naturally now I started becoming like more anxious because I'm like, man, I really need this capital from Forex to fund my films, which I still do till this day. So at that time I was like, okay, I finished my money using like my documentary, trying to fund it. But now I need more money because I need to edit. I need to also look for maybe actors from outside to make this film of mine come to life. So now, I started putting now real money. Hey, ikifika, I think about December, November, that money, I think it reached like 5K. As I said, I was a bit okay when it comes to risk management. But then I was like, but it's not profit. Like now this has almost been 6 months and it's not profit. December Nico 5K. So in December, I removed the 5,000 shillings. I used it. It was my mom's money, but I just used it because it's like, I've given up. Maybe let me try again in January, because during December, when I was researching, I was told, the Christmas season, the markets usually fluctuate a lot. because people are not trading, people are on holiday, right? So I was like, okay, let me just try again in January. Guys, this video is going to be long, so let me try and see if I can summarize. So January, so that's now 2022. I'm still unprofitable. I put some money back again. I went back to demo. Actually, I went back to demo again. There's a way you can just renew the demo account and you're no longer trading real money. So I started, and then this time I was like, let me start focusing and let me start narrowing down these currencies, because looking at the charts, guys, I used to look at the charts from morning to evening, 8 p.m. and my eyes used to be swollen, because now I'm just like, so am I trading with a 15? Am I trading with a 5? And because at that time I'm still learning, I was just spending my days looking at the charts. Now at that time I had to get a job, so I got like a part-time job that I was doing, because I knew now this Forex now also needs capital. I'm looking for capital for my films, but then now this Forex also needs capital. So now it's like I have to get a job. So I got like a part-time job, and when it came to like January 2022, that's when I started putting the demo. I started again, and then I was like, let me narrow down. Let me try like the strongest, the most popular currency pairs, which is Euro, Pound, and GBP, JPY. So maybe fast forward a bit. I was trading, but then I'm like, hey, still nothing. At that time I was still jumping from strategies. One day I'm trading from the 5 minute, another day 15, another day 1 hour, another day 4 hours. So it was just like a lot. So I started narrowing down. Then I then finally ended up narrowing down to the pound. Now I don't know what was happening at that time, because I'm still losing. I was like, hey, okay, this pound, maybe let me see what other types of forex trading there is. So now this is where another long story is going to come. So I was like, because I started giving up, because I'm just like, not really giving up, but looking for other options, because now I'm just like, this manual trading is not it. And then I started seeing there's something called synthetic indices, which now synthetic indices, this now comes from a platform called Deriv, yeah, and synthetic indices are now actually synthetic indices. So it's like volatility 100, volatility 78. I think if you know about that, you might know what I'm talking about. So I tried synthetic indices, and they are very, very expensive. They are very, very expensive pairs to trade. But I looked at one that time I was trading volatility 75 manually. But it was expensive. Long story short, I was not profitable. I think I did make some profit with V75. I think there's a day I made like 2,000 bob in a day, which is like $15. So I was excited, and then I continued, and then it's like, hey, it was still not working out. So I was like, okay, now I've tried currencies, I've tried synthetic indices. I was like, man, there must be another way of trading this without, because this is like, it's now becoming really frustrating. So then I found out about bots and EAs. First, I started with EAs. All right. And EAs, you usually install them on your MT4 and MT5. Now, at that time when I was practicing with synthetic indices, I was still trading the pound, right? So on the side, I was just practicing. At that point, I was just practicing. Now, guys, when it came to those bots, and those bots are now on deriv.com. Like, those bots need capital. To just summarize it, those bots need capital. Like, there's a time I even knew how to code, guys. I knew how to put the martingale 1.2, 1.5, even odd, over, under. I knew all those things. And a lot of these things, you can get them on YouTube. Like, if you really just look how to work with bots, how you can learn all these things by yourself, right? It's only that it takes time. But at that time, I was learning. I was just dedicated to learning every time I'm trying. So, guys, I lost a lot of money with those bots. Yeah, I don't think I'd recommend it for a beginner unless you really have those things need like 1,000 USD, 2,000 USD going above. Like your Forex traders that you're seeing, especially in Kenya, the ones who trade with those, they have capital. They really have capital. So if you don't have, maybe just where kuja to the mimi 0.01, we go from there. So anyway, yes, those bots, I lost a lot of money, and naturally my mental health started going down, because now for me it wasn't even about the money. It was just like, I'm putting effort. How I've learned about EAs. Then I got into pocket options, which is now trading like scalping, and you're now on the minute time frame, right? And that site, I think it was called pocketoptions.com or something like that. I don't remember. But that didn't work out for me. Long story short, it also didn't work out for me. So I was just like, all right. I think 2022 was like the worst year because now my mental health was really starting to go down. I'm like, where is the money? Every time I'm getting money from like my projects, my film projects, maybe voiceovers, whatever thing that I'm doing, even acting gigs, I'd put them into Forex, but it's like, where is the profit? Where is the profit, guys? It was just tough. I remember that time when I saw the future of Forex. I was like, man, this thing can really work out. I'm gonna take my family to Dubai, bado tujafika hapo. But I was just like, yeah, we're going. But you know, like when you start seeing these losses and losses and losses, it's becoming like, what's going on? So anyway, 2023, I also got scammed somewhere there. I've been scammed twice. I'll talk about that in another video. I've been through it, guys. I've been through it. I don't think there's anything when it comes to Forex trading that I haven't tried. So that's why right now, when you see me sticking to like the pound USD, it's because I'm just like, I've learned my lesson. Like, squeezy, staki mambo mingi. Staki mambo mingi. Just leave me with my pound USD. We trade, we see how it goes. So 2023 reached, and now, so that 2022 basically was a year of losses. Now that one was pure losses, especially those bots that I'm telling you about. Hey. And yeah, as I said, my mental health was going down. I'll also talk about that in another video. That will be a vulnerable one, but I'll see. So now 2023 is when I decided, like, man, like, yeah, all these things that I've tried, they're not working. And the only thing that seemed to be working, or that I understood, maybe that I can see, was trading the pound USD. Because I used to, when I compare like Euro USD, for example, I used to see it has a lot of consolidation. Some of like gold, or there's a time I also traded gold. It has, that thing moves, and it also has so many wicks. I was like, this cannot work for me, because I'd tried almost everything. So I settled on the pound USD, and I told myself, you know what? I feel like now I've slightly matured. I knew how to analyze the charts, like I knew how to analyze. But then I even wrote like my trading plan, which I'll also share in another video. It has stayed the same till this day. But now the thing is, it wasn't about the strategy or the plan. It was actually about your emotional maturity when it comes to now taking the trades and actually following the rules, because you need to have quality setups. And at that time, I really didn't have quality setups. Because I was just taking trades venye tu najisikia kichwa ngumu sometimes, you know. So I was like, let me just focus on this pound USD. Hii mambo nimepitia, I know. Yes, it's just not it. Because I was just losing money inarudi tu kwa market, guys. It's going to the market. My deposits were more than withdrawals. I think my broker can attest. So yeah, I now started focusing on the pound USD. I wrote my trading plan. That's when I actually learned that because of my field that I'm in, I don't want to spend my days on the laptop. Like, I don't want to spend more than 30 minutes looking at the charts. I really don't. I want to go outside. I want to go act. I want to go direct, things of that sort. So that's when I landed on now my strategy, which is now I use the 1 hour time frame to make entries. I usually put my alerts after every 1 hour to remind me, okay, you can check the market now. So even as I'm moving, I'm still, still looking at the charts irregardless. So yeah, and then I started reading about now Forex again properly, like candlestick support and resistance, all those things. I read also so many ebooks like the Naked Candlestick. Sorry, is it called the Naked? Yes, Naked Japanese Candlestick, Naked Forex, like so many ebooks. I was reading them. I was Nikki Wakamat. I'm reading. When I'm finished with whatever thing I'm doing, I'm coming back home to read. So I was like, okay, so in 2023, now that's when I focused on Forex, and that's actually when I made my first video on YouTube, which was an analysis, and I just continued now trading the pound, and I was not profitable still. So even in that year, 2023, of making analysis videos here on YouTube, I was making my analysis videos nicely. Like even if you go and watch my first video, like the way I was analyzing, it was just things that were happening in the market. But now, as I said, trading is very personal. So if you're not taking quality trades and you're not following your rules and you're over risking and you're still trying all these things, like it won't work. And that's what happened to me. So as much as I knew how to analyze the markets and I was confident in trading the pound, still, I was not profitable. I just make like a 500 bob here, which is 500 bob, guys, is like $3. And I used to be grateful at times. I was like, oh, now I have fair. But of course, it's nothing because you're still depositing more than you're withdrawing, right? So yes, that 2023. Now that time I said I'm just doing the pound USD. So I was unprofitable. 2024 also same thing. 2024, especially with the elections in the US, the market was really fluctuating. I think 2024 I had few trades, and that's also, guys, that's also where I learned to take fewer trades. This thing of course it depends on your personality, but taking more than 2 trades in a day, that is not helpful. Like right now, well, let me not say it's not helpful, but it's really over risking because you're exposing your account to many trades and things of that sort. If it works for you, that's fine. But I'm just saying, from what I've learned, like the fewer trades, the better. Like right now, even in a week, I'd rather even take 2 trades in a week. The way I trade, I can get, if it's the market is moving nicely, I can get a trade like once a day because I usually target 60 pips, and the pound moves 60 to 100 pips in a day, right? But just because it does so, that doesn't mean I'm going to be in the market. I'm looking at the phase of the market. I'm looking at whether there's a nice pullback. I'm looking at candlesticks. Right now, I usually use the 4-hour to confirm, and then I scale down to the 1-hour time frame, right? So yeah, 2024, not profitable again. The markets were not good, and that's when I was like, okay, tricky, because now I'm using my capital. It's not it. So I was like, instead of using my capital, what can I do maybe? And I researched about prop firms, and I ended up trying a prop firm. Now me, guys, the first prop firm that I took, I think it was my Funded Next. I don't know. I'm trying to look for the screenshot. I'll put it here. I went straight for a 10K account. Not a good idea when you're starting over as a beginner, because I thought, maybe now because I have a bit of experience, the 10K will be fine. Didn't work, and that time prop firms had time limits, unlike now where prop firms have unlimited time. So at that time, I think it was giving me 30 days for phase 1 and then 60 days for phase 2. I can't remember. But anyway, 30 days reached, and I couldn't pass the threshold because they have a certain percentage that you need to reach. I didn't make it. So I was like, okay, demoralized. But then after a few months again, I tried another one. I went for a 5K account. So guys, when I tell you I've tried it, guys. I have tried it. I went for a 5K account. Long story short, because of the unlimited time, I didn't end up passing that prop firm. And of course, during that time, and that I think I took it around that time during the elections, and it was tough because the US dollar was just moving. Every day things are happening, and it was just not good at all. So I reached a point where I was just like, let me just leave it. I know I've failed this one already. Let me leave it. And plus the elections, it wasn't also a good time to really trade because of the inconsistencies. So I was like, okay, so now it's getting to the end of 2024. I'm like, but for some reason, I just never gave up. For me, I was just looking at what am I doing wrong and how can I start to correct these things? How can I start correcting them? So yeah, that was basically it. I'm going to be getting into detail on all these things that I've mentioned, like the bots, like the scamming, everything. I'm going to get into it. But like, it's really a lot. And I think right now I'm just starting from the bottom, and I'm just going to share like everything that I learned here, my analysis on the pound USD. I feel like I've just matured now, and I'm of course just looking to take fewer trades. I'm still hoping to just continue about whatever things that I do. But yeah, that's basically my trading journey. 4 years of unprofitability. We're trying again, and I'm not just like on YouTube just to, like, now I'm profitable. Now I'm not, guys. Even this prop firm, the lowest one that I took, that 5K, I still feel like I'm still scared because I'm just like, I hope I don't lose it. But I'm willing to be vulnerable over here. Maybe this video can help one person or two. Maybe there's some people who even just trade the pound USD, and maybe they're looking for more insights, because sometimes I go on YouTube and look at how to trade the pound USD. I don't find as many videos, even analysis videos. Sometimes they're a bit outdated. You find like 2 days ago, whereas I'm looking at the market like currently, if that makes sense. So yeah, that has been my journey. It hasn't been a good one. Let me not lie. It really affected me, especially like my personal life. It reached a point where I never wanted to talk to people. I was never outside. Yeah. But thank you for watching. Follow me as I continue to share my insights on the pound USD and just my trading journey, and I'm looking forward to learning from you guys as well, especially during my analysis videos. I'm really hoping that you guys can be in the comment section engaging with me so that we can tackle these markets together, because it's rough. It is really rough. So anyway, stay tuned. I think maybe for my next video, I'm going to be sharing maybe my trading plan, how maybe what I'm doing different right now, just to, see where my maturity is at. I'm even tired. Anyway, that is all. Thank you so much for listening. The Pound Trader. You can also follow me on Instagram as the Pound Trader. And yeah, if you want to reach out to me there, if you want us to chat, you can find me there. All right, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.